Well, hello, my friends. Good to see you today. In today's episode, we're going to talk about artist growth, how to speed up the process and achieve professional results as an artist. So, super happy to be again here with my good friend, Beth Inglish. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. How are you?
Hi, Sergio. I'm doing well. It's been a while since we've made a video, so I'm really excited about today because we have so much we can share. And this is an amazing topic. I think a lot of people are going to love it.
Absolutely. I think as artists, we all want to grow, right? We're all looking for ways of growing or getting better at what we do. And that's probably why you guys watch our shows and our videos and our content. So super excited to share this with Beth because I think, Beth, as you said it, I think we all kind of think about this at the beginning of the year in January, like, I want to make 2023 my best year ever. Right now, we are like starting April. Some of that energy kind of has winded down. So I think this will be a good episode to also like bring that back and say, yes, we can still continue to grow. We can still continue to improve. We can still continue to get better, right? Because I think when we as artists get better, we make better art, or collectors get happier, or galleries get more excited. Everything just makes it better when we are growing as artists. So good to see you, Beth. Of course, it's been a few weeks since we have done this. So happy to dive into this topic. And why don't we get started right away? We're going to share with you, my friend, four things, like four ideas based on our own experience as well, that can help you achieve greater growth, position yourself to really achieve greater growth this year, what is left of this year, which is still, we have a lot. So the first one, which is going to be shared by a good friend, Beth. So Beth, go right ahead, give us the first tip.
Okay, so I know for many artists, fear and mindset stops them the most. Like, we definitely get in our way when it comes to growing as artists, because either we don't think that we're good enough, so then we don't ask for what we want, or we just talk ourselves out of it, or we have one or two rejections and then we think, oh, everyone is going to reject me, and so we don't put ourselves out there anymore. And I can tell you the number one thing that I have done personally in my career is level up my mindset, doing that mindset work to remember that I am worthy, I am enough, and that all I have to do is put myself out there and ask for what I want instead of taking what I can get. Because I think that's just two different ways of living as an artist. Are we sitting back waiting for someone to rescue us and make our dreams come true? Or are we being proactive about it ourselves because we have a vision for what it is that we want and a strong enough mindset to get us there?
No, I love that one because I think everything starts in the mind, right? The mind helps you to believe that it is possible. If you don't believe it right here, even if the opportunity is right in front of you, you will not take it because your narrative will be one of, oh, you cannot do it. It's too hard, too difficult, or it's not for you, or it's not your time, or there's always one question mark in our mindset, with anything that we want to achieve. So I love that one because I think you and I, we have talked about this quite a bit, in previous episodes, how the mindset is so powerful and is such a way in which we can really take that into control and say, yes, I can do it, and do the mindset work, as you mentioned.
Yeah. And when I say mindset work, I mean focusing on what it is that you know to be true about who you are, and positive affirmations, remembering who you are, visual cues. So writing these things down in front of you. If maybe having a testimonial from a client that really speaks to your heart, like putting that front and center, because our minds can be focused one day and unfocused the next day. And so it's so important that we stay the path of remembering who we are and what we have to offer, that so that we don't just slip away from believing in ourselves. And like you said, it's all about believing, and that starts in the mind.
I love that. Well, let me give you another one.
Okay.
Right, we're talking about artist growth, how to speed up the process and achieve professional results in our art career. So the next one is one that I really love. Is that one of getting out of our comfort zone. And by that I mean, as an artist, you get to a point that you cannot know what you can do. You cannot know what you're about. You cannot know how things work in a way that you just continue doing it. But because you continue doing it and it continues to work, you're not really pushing yourself to new boundaries, to discover new ideas. Could be like, as simple as discovering a new medium, because you have always worked with oil painting, for example. or a new method, right? Or a new way of applying something. Or it could be something in your marketing. Maybe you haven't really tried doing a live video because in your mind you think it's going to be bad, it's going to be horrible, but you have never tried it, so kind of like pushing yourself out of those comfort zones in my case, and I know in yours, Beth, too, have helped us to grow faster. I remember episodes where you and we have talked about things that we are trying and testing, or that we just recently tried, and the fears that we had about it, and then we talk about it on the other side, right? How it actually, that experience helped us out. So I think this is an important one for our friends to consider. What can you do today to push yourself just a little? It's not like you have to jump the cliff every day, but just get a little bit closer to make that step and to find a new discovery or a new way of working or a new way of thinking that can help you get there.
Definitely. The more we stay curious, the more we open ourselves up to new opportunities. Now, I can definitely say for me, I had no idea that when I started working with graphite on paper, that I would turn into a painter, working with acrylics on canvas, and then doing big projects, and then that leading me to the stage and to doing performance. I didn't know that this would be my path, but it has been. And it's all because I have stayed curious to the things that make me feel energized, that light me up, that fill me with joy, that make me excited. And I think that's been a good guide for me to know what to say yes to and what to pursue based on how it makes me feel. Because that's why I became an artist in the first place, is because it just made me feel so good, made me feel like myself. And so the more I think that we go looking towards who we are, the more we're going to find those opportunities that are going to align with exactly what we need.
Yeah. And, I was thinking the other day, Sam, in social media, and I saw you, on the stage doing your thing, how many times in our chats that we had, you're talking about that process of preparing, getting ready for it, then doing looking for the venue for that big first one that you did of your solo one person show in the stage. And it's really cool, like, I feel like I was there with you, even though, I'm in Chicago, you were in Nashville and other places. It was something that had a way of connecting us because of our conversations. And putting yourself out there, right? Putting yourself on the stage. I think there's no other more vulnerable place than putting yourself in front of people. I think as artists, when we are in the studio, we're making the art, and you put out in a show, at least you can go and hide in the bathroom if you want. But in the stage, you are there, you are the center of attention. I cannot think of anything that's more uncomfortable, perhaps, or getting out more of your comfort zone than being in front of people. Do you get nervous still as you get up there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think that the nerves, they just tell you what you care about.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and
good. That's a good way to put it.
I care about doing a great job. I care about mostly just impacting people with the message. But the more I do it, the more I know how the message impacts people. And so I can keep that close to my heart while I'm preparing. And that will be my focus. The focus won't be how well did I do and how, talented I am. It's more about how am I serving people? And that becomes like the anchor for me when I feel those nerves. I think, wait a minute, I'm doing this for a purpose.
Right.
I'm here for the audience. And that is what drives me, not the stuff that's more ego focused, but more about how am I serving other people. And that makes it a lot easier to do the work and to put yourself out there, because it is uncomfortable, but because I know what the end result is, like I'm starting with the end result and then I'm moving towards that. So regardless of what I face in between, I know where I'm headed. And I think that's a great segue to our next point, because we have to have a vision for where we want to go. Right. And I know most people, whether you're an artist or have some other profession, we dream too small. We have to dream bigger. So what I have always done is I have looked towards people that I thought I would want to be doing the things they're doing. And then my dream gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. The more that I progress and level up my work and how I'm creating and who I'm creating with and connecting to, But if I have a vision for where I want to go, it's so much easier to take those steps to move myself forward because I know where I'm headed. And to
Mm-hmm.
have someone that you can look up to, that is such a great way to help us expand that comfort zone into, hey, I can see where I'm going next. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think about that?
I love that one. 'Cause, there's this saying that success leaves a trail, right? Success leaves clues. And, yeah, in any field, in particular for us as creatives, artists, looking at others who have already come before us, who have paved the way, they're leaving a trail. They're leaving clues on how they did it. What are the mistakes that they went through in order to get to where they are. So picking up those pieces along the way is a great way to do it. And something that fascinates me, in the world in which we are in today, 2023, how much of everybody who's in the public eye through social media and so on, now everybody has a trail of that you can easily find, right? I can go to your Instagram page, Beth, and kind of like learn the things that you have done to get to where you're at. Friends can go to where, my Instagram page and follow that, or Facebook or YouTube, whatever platform we're all are. We can go and kind of like figure that out and kind of reverse engineer the success that we want to have, step by step in different ways. And a lot of the people that we want to work with are already, giving content that we can learn to, even if you never meet that person, face to face, but maybe that person has a book or has a podcast or has a course that you can buy or has, something that you can access to and you can listen to those words or read those words or watch that video. It's a learning world. I think that, this thing that idea that, there's no opportunities to learn. I think that that's not true, right? Because everywhere, left and right, we carry a university in our phones, and I think that is just amazing. And that I think, builds that vision, right? Builds that vision that you want for the future. I think that's a really good one. I remember, what, now you're talking about that, when you were talking about that particular point, like when I wanted to do my first podcast, I had no idea how to get started or where to go. So, but I was started to listen to this guy, Jan Lee Dumas, who is a podcaster. He was putting a podcast episode per day, nonstop, interviewing an entrepreneur, one a day. I'm like, oh my God, if I can just be just a little bit, of that, one a week, that would be good. So I started looking for his advice. He had a course. So I purchased the course, and that's where I learned everything about the microphones, the software, back, 5 years ago, when it was not as easy as the apps that we have now. So yeah, there's ways in which we can do that by visualizing the future on the people that we want to learn from. I love it.
I mean, even you are someone that I have learned so much from.
Oh, vice versa.
I mean, 3 years ago, I'm like, what lights do I need to buy to make videos and what kind of microphone? And you helped me figure that out. And now since then, we've been making these videos.
Right.
I have gotten so much better at speaking on Zoom or StreamYard or wherever the platform is, recording podcasts, recording videos, and being interviewed. It has served me so well. Now, every time I get off an interview, the host is like, wow, you did a really good job.
Such a great light. How you do?
It's like, well, you can thank Sergio.
Very good. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we learn from each other, right? And I think that's good. And that actually is, could be also a great intro into the last point that we want to share with you, my friends, is be part of an accountability group or find an accountability partner, somebody that you can have conversations with, like Beth and I, we do, with these sessions. After these sessions, we usually feel better. We feel more excited, even though we are sharing things of our own experience with you. But I feel like I'm sharing it with Beth itself, and you guys happen to be around in the same room. But, that helps a lot. And I think when you surround yourself with people that can pour into your life and you can pour back into them, I think creates a beautiful synergy where everybody grows, everybody becomes better, right? There's this idea that growth is community based, and we push each other because you see somebody doing something, you want to learn more, you ask them, they'll help you out, and then when it's your turn to help them, you are there to help. And I found that to be just one of the most rewarding things. And that's why, like, even in our own group in the next level, every week, artists helping each other. I love seeing how they help each other out, because that creates accountability, that creates community, and that means we are all growing. We're all growing. When you participate, you are growing, and I think that's super important.
That's a really good point. If you want to grow faster, you just need to show up and participate, do more, connect more. And I think through the sheer number of connections we make, if we increase that frequency, then we're going to increase how quickly we grow. And I think if we just think of it in a basic, like, scientific terms there, we increase our ability to connect, we're going to create more connections.
Totally agree. And so let's do a quick review. So we talk about mindset, right? We talk about getting out of your comfort zone. We talk about creating vision. We talk about accountability, finding an accountability partner or group that you can be part of. And I think if you do these 4 things, my friend, your growth as an artist, as an individual, as a professional can totally expedite in 2023 and beyond. So looking forward to that myself as well. Beth, super happy to chat with you today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me. Super happy to be with you.
Oh, same here. Thank you for having me. I think you've got a great video here. There's like some great points. I mean, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do next?
I know, me too. That's what we ended in a little bit of silence. I think we're both like thinking, okay, what do I need to do?
Because we were just reflecting on that. Like, oh yeah, those are some good ideas.
Yes, exactly. I think for both of us, and that's good. And my friends, thank you for joining us. Super happy. We're gonna do this again, right? We're not gonna leave that long of a gap between our videos. So we'll be back again and sharing more with you. Thank you. Do us a big favor. Please share this episode with your friends. That's one way in which you can help us to help more people and to connect with others. So thank you, my friend. Thank you, Beth. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. And if you guys want to connect with me on Instagram or Facebook, I'm at Beth English. My website's bethenglish.com. And Sergio, how can our friends find more about you?
Yes, of course. And for me, you can find me everywhere at Sergio Gomez Art, particularly now in YouTube, putting a lot more episodes there. And Breakfast with Sergio is back, so you can check that anywhere.
Yes.
Goodbye, everybody. Good to see you. Bye, Beth.
Bye.